महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि महादेवमुदं शिरसा नमामि महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि.
I always give one nyaya, it's my own nyaya. It's called Saptavada Nyaya. This Saptavada Nyaya, you all should know what it is. And this fellow is from Andhra. And in those days, there were no restaurants. In India, food was never sold. Even today, in some villages, the families won't have alliances with people, with the families who sell food. Restaurant, those who run restaurants, they won't have anything to do with them because they are selling food. Why food should not be sold? Food should be distributed. Nobody should sell food. It was unknown to us food can be sold. Unknown. In my own village, in my own time, I have seen this. So, cows are there and they have extra milk, they have extra ghee, and which has to be distributed. And one mommy, she sold ghee. When she sold ghee, one mommy, Kodiyat mommy, sold ghee. And when she sold ghee, these all other mommies get together. It you know, नहीं होता नहीं मुकरा. I have heard this gossip because she sold ghee. Because you can't sell ghee, you can't sell buttermilk, you can't sell yogurt, you have to distribute. If you have more, you have to distribute. Those who don't have cows and then they distribute. Even in Andhra, they do it right now. Even today, you will find in Jolapalayam and all these Rajus, in these places, they distribute. They don't sell. That is the custom. This is just by the way I am telling. This from Andhra, he comes to this place and he doesn't know even Tamil much. And he was hungry. Where will I get food? Chow trees have disappeared. In those days, chow trees, they would give free food. Free food disappeared. Therefore, he has to buy. Restaurant he has to go. And then somebody said, you go to this restaurant, you will get food. And what is that? One Udupi. Some Udupi restaurant. He went inside. And the fellow, typical fellow, the waiter, he go and sit there at the table. And then he will come with a pencil in his, here. His pencil will be there. And he has got in his shirt pocket one small writing pad. That is for the bill. You write what he has. Or if this is not there, he will shout. When the fellow goes out, he will shout what money he has to give. He went inside there and he asked that fellow, now I am hungry, do you have anything to eat? He gave a big list. Idli, whatever, some list, whatever that is there. So, but he knows, because he doesn't know much of these things. So this Andhra guy, he knows Vadai means Garlu. Garlu means Vadai. Vadai is calories. Vadai is a calorie. It's made up of this lentil and And it's like a donut. Without being sweet. And it has a hole in the middle. And this is vada, big vada. Then he said, vada is there. Then vada is sambar. Then he asked him, he didn't know this vada is garulu or complete. He was doubtful. He asked him, will it appease my hunger? Is it okay? Yes. He asked him, how much is that? He said, 1 anna. 1 anna is 1/16th of a rupee in those days. This is a story of old days. 1 anna. Okay? Then is it big enough to 1 anna? It will appease my hunger? Yes, it will appease your hunger. मैं आखिरी పోతుందా పోతుంది ఓకే that's మంచిది so తీసుకురా and the fellow brought one vadai floating in sambar and he finished this and still Akli didn't go, so he said, bring one more, one more, one more, one more. One more? I have done how many? Right? One more? One more. So, one more, 7 vadai. In 7 vadai, 1 liter or more sambar. And then he had taken, and now he felt satisfied. And he got up and went to that counter where he has to pay the bill. And then there is no bill, he was shouting. Then he gave 1 anna and walked out. 1 anna he gave, walked out. And that fellow shouted from there, 7 anna, 7 anna. He shouted 7 anna. For this kind of situation, there are always these bouncers everywhere. So these fellows standing there, 2 fellows, they went and brought him. Then they asked him, what did you give? 1 anna. You are supposed to give 7 annas. What? Why should I give 7 annas? Because you get 7 vadais. 7 vadais? I asked him, will it appease my hunger? He gave me all these useless vadais. 6 vadais. Never did anything to me. Only they didn't do anything. Only 7th time he brought the real vadai, which appeased my hunger. Why should I pay for this useless 6 vadai? If this costs 7 annas, you should tell me it costs 7 annas. I would decide whether I am going to eat or not. Why did you say 1 anna? It will appease my hunger. And he brought that real vadai, 7th occasion, making me sit there and eat all these useless vadai. Then I was sitting there. Then I explained to him, 7th vadai is an efficacious vadai only when it is sitting upon 6 vadai. Correct? Huh? You are a great discoverer only when you sit upon the work of all the people, generations from the primitive man onward. Generations. There is nothing to be boasting about. To claim authorship, to claim ownership. So we owe a lot of things to a lot of people. And therefore, asaktihi, there is no ownership at all. The real owner is Ishvara. The whole Gita talks about that. He is not even owner. Because the owner is generally different from what is owned. Not even here. This whole jagat is Ishvara. When the whole jagat is Ishvara, as we will see, then what is there for you to own them? Unless one is foolish. In the absence of reality knowledge, we have all these notions. Therefore, when you are not the owner, if you are the owner, put it that way, if you are the owner of a house or an apartment better in Bombay, in Siam, then you have to tell apartment means of which floor? Apartment of which floor? 7th floor. Means six floors have nothing to do with, and above another 11 floors are there. Nothing to do with. You are in the 7th floor. The whole floor? No. No. Then what? Then one apartment. There are 8 apartments there, one apartment. Okay. Then that one apartment. So I am not the owner of all the apartments in the 6th, 7th floor. I am not the owner of all the floors in the building. I am not the owner of all the buildings in the street. I am not the owner, you have to understand this properly. I am not the owner of all the streets in Siam. I am not the owner of all the localities and boroughs in Bombay, Greater Bombay. I am not the owner of all the towns and other cities and villages of Maharashtra. I am not the owner of these states in India. I am not the owner of all the countries in the continent. I am not the owner of the continents on this planet. I am not the owner of all the planets in our system. I am not the owner of the systems in the galaxy. I am not the owner of any galaxy in the universe. What you are the owner? I told you. 7th floor. On the planet Earth, in the Milky Way galaxy, already things are becoming smaller and smaller. Earth cannot be pointed out by a pixel. The size compared to all, it is just a pixel. And in that pixel we have got divisions. Earth itself. And then the continent, Asian continent, then afterwards India, and India again, edited and abridged India, and then that's India, then Maharashtra, then afterwards Bombay, then afterwards Siam, then afterwards this street, then afterwards this building, and afterwards you go up the 7th floor to find out this big flat, and this flat. This is infinitesimal. Infinitesimal. And this infinitesimal film has got infinite problems. So what? This is called miracle, okay? Smallness. So when you say, I am the owner of this apartment, you are also declaring, I am not the owner of everything else. So without telling, you are small. You are declaring how small you are. And therefore, without declaring. It is the other side of the coin. This is called ownership. You renounce this sense of ownership. Then how do you renounce? By knowing all that is here is Ishvara. Namaha. This is what Namaha. Wonderful. Then only you can understand what is whole. This fellow owner cannot understand the whole. So he has to be objective. When the person is objective, then he can recognize the presence of the whole. And when we are exposed to the teaching of what Ishvara is, there is no way of not seeing the fact, reality. And therefore, this has become a very good and important, relevant attitude for gaining this knowledge. Important attitude. That is why they will say, Sanyasya Shravanam Kuryat. Therefore, this absence of ownership is called asaktihi. Saktihi. Sometimes asaktihi. Same meaning. Saktihi. Ownership. Asaktihi. Same thing. Ownership. Absence of ownership. Asaktihi. If you say asaktihi, anasaktihi. Saktihi, asaktihi. That is the negative. The absence of ownership. Even possessions, of course, which you cannot avoid. Among the possessions, some are important possessions, part of your life. Like your car. There are cars and cars. This is my car. There are houses and houses. This is my house. There are people and people. But this is my wife, my children, my husband. So like this, you have my, correct? This my, that's the relationship. So ownership is not there. You don't own anybody, you don't own your children, you don't own your house. We have already seen. You don't own anything. But you have mama buddhi in all of them. Means they are my, there is a relationship revealing my, a genitive, revealed by my house, my car, my pen, my, some my is always there. Is very important, and my body. And therefore, my father, my mother, my brother, my sister. It's all mine. So these are called sparshaha. Sprishante iti sparshaha means close, intimately related people. So, related by birth, blood relationship, and related by agreement, sacrament of marriage, and that is another relationship. And because of that, again, there are relationship, children, etc., in-laws, and so on. And therefore, these are all connected people. intimately connected with. All others also you are connected to. But you don't call them my people. You only say my contemporaries. They are all members of my society, my community, my country. You can say that. But that my has, so it's a radius away from your intimate. And so thus you have various concentric circles. In all those circles within the different radius length is there. You find different people are there all around. Now, this people with reference to my, if I don't have that my-ness, I can't care for them. And you can't tell me you can't care for them, you have to care. They're all people I need to care, my father, my mother, my brother, my sister, my spouse, my children. You can't say that you are not the owner of any of them. Yeah, that is true. I never said I am the owner. Then since you are not the owner, you should not bother. Hey, where is the problem? So, I don't bother, at least I can. I'm not bothered by them, that is an attitude. But I care for all of them, that is to be done. These are all duties. You can't say, I do my duty. There are some brothers also like, I do my duty. I have to provide in the family whatever that is required, I provide, I do my duty. I have nothing to do with you. I do my duty. You Rajan. So, this I do my duty, this is a reluctant duty. What is the problem we have to see inside? You should enjoy doing that duty. And the people should enjoy also. And you need to care for what you do. Okay? Therefore, Lord Krishna here mentions Putra Dara Grihadishu. Putra, Putri, both daughter and son, children, Putra. Dara is wife. Griha is house, Adishu, etc. House, car, anything. Putra Dara Grihadishu. These are nuclear family. This is exactly the nuclear family. Krishna talks about a nuclear family. Putra Dara Grihadishu. So we have for wife and husband, we have got different genders. Kalatram, when you say, it is neuter gender. Can mean wife, can mean husband also. Kalatram. Mama Kalatram. Husband also Kalatram, wife also Kalatram. Equivalent is spouse. Then for wife you have got another Bharya, Patni. These are all feminine gender. Dara is masculine gender. So we have different words in Sanskrit for all this. So this by introducing the word itself, you can tell about the person. That's that kind of a thing. Words are there. So Putra Dara Grihadishu, in all of them, he says, Anabhishwangaha. This abhitaha, swangaha, abhishwangaha, sneha, atisneha. Sneha is affection. Sneha is care. Sneha vashat, care. And then sneha is love, all this. Sneha. Na atisneha. Atisneha means you get lost in the process, you lose objectivity. You think your welfare, your happiness is dependent upon, so these people. This alone, this becomes kind of obsession. So affection helps the children grow. Affection brings in care. And then not just to duty kadane, just to duty, then mera duty. No. So you love to do what you do. You enjoy doing that. That is called affection. That is sneha. So that brings out the best in you, the quality time, the consistency in caring. All these are out of that sneha. But it is atisneha, it becomes obsession. Obsession means you can't have sleep because you send the children, always worry. So what will happen with children? Suppose somebody we hear the news, some kidnapping, etc. If the child is kidnapped, what will happen? What will happen? So will they come back or not? This is called problem. Atisneha, who you are. So, what was that phone? That phone somebody asked. Somebody asked about you. Where are you? Why he always asks about me? Because he wants to meet you. Who is that? And who is the other phone? That phone, who you are talking to? Who is that person? That's my sister. I told you, don't talk to your sister. Why should I not talk? No, you should not talk to your sister. Our problem should be, it's in this family. You should not talk to your family. This fellow is to be taken to a psychiatrist and then given some medication so that he doesn't wake up. This is called atisneha, abhishwangaha. And this is applicable to the other side also. Whom we are talking to. That's my telephone operator. Why she calls you here? Because there was a phone call. And why every day she calls you here? Because she can't handle high frequency voice. And this any female voice means whom you are talking to. Insecure. Atisneha. No relaxation. They come and tell you are Ananda. you are security, you are Ananda. Idiot. You know, I am foolish. They are okay. One fellow asked this question, Swami, what is Atma? Then I become serious. And I say, Atma is Satchidananda. Then I say, Atma. I give a big, lecture. Thank you, Swami. Very nice hearing you. He is drunk. He is drunk. He will be all right after half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours. He will be all right. He will be okay. He will become normal. But Swami needs lot of Swami, poor Swami is in trouble. Understand? Therefore, you must know you can't teach that kind of a person. A person who relaxes, who trusts people, who have a certain degree of objectivity. To that person alone we can teach. Therefore, putra dara grihadishu anabhishvangaha, na atisneha, no obsessive relationship. Even friendship becomes obsession. If you are my friend, don't look at that fellow. You can't talk to that person. Why? That person is enemy to me. The one who is enemy to me should be enemy to you. You can't be. There are people like that. Obsessive friendship. This is called abhishwanga. The beauty is that they have understood these things very nicely. Bhagavan is talking anyway. Anabhishwangaha. Uttradara grihadishu anabhishwangaha. Now comes Ishvara, and Ishvara understanding based certain attitudes. We will see that.
Mahaganapatin manasa smarami Mahadeva mudam shirasa namami Mahaganapatin manasa smarami. Bharata desha hitaya Kuru sevam tum, Kuru sevam tum, Kuru sevam tum, Kuru sevam.